Morning, gang. So we have received a lot of good feedback and some good progress on the coordination challenge with the cross jack that we've been playing with here as a group. The reason I picked this as something to play with is the cross jack is basically brand new to all of us. I don't think anyone had really explored it much before last week. So it's a great equalizer in the sense that we're all having to struggle through acquiring a new skill here as a group. This is a very similar process to when we first learned how to do the double under or like a kipping pull-up. So I think that this is a nice lesson in just skill acquisition in general. So I wanted to share just some ideas on how you might be able to go about doing something like that. So whether it's picking up the cross jack or learning, Photoshop or even an instrument, you're trying to go from point A, which is a very limited understanding of that skill, to point B, which is a little bit deeper understanding, to point C, D, further and further down the road of more and more complex variations there. And the skill of picking up something new is being able to see maybe some intermediary steps between point A and point B to just pick this thing apart and progressively build it. So I'm going to show you some ways to do that with variation 1 on the cross jack, and I hope that you're able to take those and run with the idea for the further variations as we go. So check it out. So if we're trying to get to the point where we're able to do variation 1 where we double up on crossing our arms and let the legs keep going, which looks like this. One way we could think about doing it is just to keep the arms in place and allow the feet to go and just focus on the actual rhythm and the timing of when this event occurs. So we did this in the groups yesterday. All you want to do is keep the arms crossing and try and clap right when the feet hit the ground on their step. So my legs are crossing back and forth, and every time my feet hit, my arms are crossed and clapping. Most people were able to pick that up pretty well at the park yesterday. We would go for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off a couple of times just to really bring that one home. The next step is maybe to add just a little bit more of a challenge to that same variation. And all we're going to do is keep the arms crossed, but we're going to switch every time to which hand is in front. So the legs keep doing their business. Now we're just adding a little bit more of a challenge with the arms. So just a little bit more challenging there. So there are any number of steps kind of like in between doing the basic version and doing variation 1. These are just a couple of them. So like I said, use these, get a feel for them. Once they feel good, maybe try and make that jump to variation 1, and you'll be surprised what the body's able to pick up once you have some other pieces of the language already figured out. And if you come up with any other intermediate variations, feel free to share them. But I like seeing everyone's progress on this, and like I said, challenge you to keep struggling through it. Enjoy.